Let's bring in Trey Williams, CEO of Fleet Force Truck Driving School. Trey, thanks very much for being on with us today. By 2030, there'll be 160,000 truck drivers short. That's a staggering amount. Why are they finding it so hard to get new drivers in?
Well, the American Trucking Association actually estimates the need to be 1.1 million truck drivers over the next 10-year period. So I believe that 160,000 is just a pent-up demand that could not be fulfilled. But the fact of the matter is that fewer people are entering the industry than are exiting it. So we're having a net reduction every single week from retiring truck drivers, and we're not replacing it with entry-level truck drivers.
Now, the American Trucker Association says that the primary reasons for the shortage are as follows. A high average age of the average driver, and that leads to higher retirements right now. Only 7% of all drivers are women. That needs to be opened up. The inability of some would-be and current drivers to pass a drug test, notably marijuana, which is still banned federally, and the federally mandated minimum age of 21 to drive commercially across state lines. So what needs to change to get more people in the door driving trucks? How do you incentivize them to do so?
Absolutely. There is a cultural disparity and I would say generational gap between the perception of what it means to be a professional driver. Professional drivers are high skilled, highly compensated. They're experts in their field. I would say that they're akin to a corporate vice president, and they're compensated accordingly. But I think there's a general perception that it's a low skill and low wage opportunity. And with the current demand, that's certainly not the case. Compensation is rising every single week.
Can I ask you, what might an average truck driver expect to earn in a year?
Sure. I live in the state of Florida, and in Florida, the average CDL professional driver earns just under $80,000 a year. And our entry-level drivers that we graduate from Fleet Force have 2 or 3 job offers waiting for them before they even graduate, usually in the $50,000 to $65,000 range. So the compensation is certainly not no. With the demand increasing, that's going to continue to rise.
Interesting. So are you seeing not enough demand for the places, or that it's just too hard to become a driver?
I don't think actually it's too hard to become a driver. The course is about 160 hours, about 4 or 5 weeks, and someone can come out prepared to enter a finishing program within a major carrier. Really, the demand is increasing at a rate that the supply cannot keep up with. Our world has transitioned over the past 2 decades. There's been a driver shortage for 2 decades now, but the pandemic really exacerbated that need, which is why everyone's become aware of it these days.
Now, let's take the salary out of it. I know that one negative some people would say is the lifestyle. You're on the road an awful lot. You're away from your family. I mean, if you had to sell being a truck driver to the people out there, how would you do it?
So there are 2 professions in America where you can go to any city in America and have a job waiting for you within 24 hours. One of them is nursing, and the other one is being a professional driver. I think we have to dispel the myth that every professional driver is an over-the-road trucker. Obviously, with the advent of home delivery of virtually everything that we consume these days, there's a lot more than just over-the-road drivers to be considered. Both Class A and Class B drivers. We're talking about concrete trucks, dump trucks, delivery vans. We're talking about those who pick up your trash and recycling management. So the professional driver isn't always the over-the-road trucker, and those compensations are rising as well. So you can still be at home with your family on the weekends.
Trey Williams from the Fleet Force Truck Driving School. Thank you, sir. And if anyone wants to become a truck driver, you are the man to speak to, I imagine. It is such an essential industry. So, get out there. It's a good job. It's hard work, but it's rewarding from everything I've heard. So thank you, sir, for coming on. And I hope we get people in those driving seats. Thanks, Trey.
Thanks for having me.
Hi, everyone. I'm Brian Kilmeade. I want you to do me a favor. I want you to click to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page. This is the only way that I know for sure that you're not going to miss any great commentary, any great news bites, any great interviews coming your way on Fox. You can get it all here on YouTube. So subscribe right now.